My first interaction with the Grammy spoken word was at Martin Luther King Jr. because he won Best Spoken Word.
Dr. King did?
Yeah, for his
I Have a Dream speech.
I Have a Dream speech.
All right, I guess so, man. I guess it was. I guess it was.
Damn,
I guess it was up there.
Bluz a hard critic.
That is a
Damn.
Look, I guess it was out there. I guess it was.
But okay, so I saw that and I was like, man, I want to win that award someday. But I think like once genre like it became spoken word and not just people reading their books, I think people didn't know what a spoken word album should sound like. Like, should it have music? Should it not have music?
Should have a lot of jazz in it.
Right. And I think we are getting to a point, and I hope it continues, where a spoken word album doesn't necessarily have to have a sound, right? Like, it doesn't have to have
or married to a genre, right?
Right. But it's like you know it when you hear it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Words for Days is a spoken word album. You know what I mean? I hope that it continues because if I'm not mistaken, I think there were less submissions last year than the year prior, right?
Yeah, but only by like 7 or 8 numbers. Yeah. Like it was last year. It was still pretty strong. Like I was happy to see when I looked at all of the submissions, and it might have been a couple people where they put them. They were like, no, this is a R&B album. Like you singing. Like you got a poem in the middle of your album, and then you got 8 songs where you singing. You are R&B artist.
Yeah.
Right. So and it's people that listen to all of those albums just to make sure. Like it's a certain amount of time that it has to have spoken word on it. You know what I mean? Like so before you submit or before you put it in, make sure that they don't switch you out and go, yeah, man, you rapping. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, I tried the fast one. Like, because it's definitely poets and spoken word artists that are listening to every album and saying, okay, this qualifies. Let's go over to the left. Like, they are doing that.
I think it's important that this category exists because Skillz, like what you're saying, right? The spoken word albums become automatically more vulnerable. We're dealing with poetic language and poetic devices across genres, including in hip hop and rap. And the spoken word album tends to be more vulnerable, tends to be more transformational for folks when they listen to it. I want to delve into something that might feel controversial at first, but I'm doing it with a point because I think as we transition from that album into Words for Days, there's something that I get from this transformation, like very specifically. So when that first album came out, there was an interchange between you and Roscoe Burnhams, who's a well-known spoken word poet here in Richmond. He's one of the homies, actually. And if you're willing to talk about it, I know that, or at least I think that you all had a conversation and kind of hashed that out, which makes me feel really good going into what Words for Days became. It makes me feel really good going into seeing local poets. I'm saying local because North Carolina and Virginia are like this. Yeah. So we know Steph Love, we know Naisha, yeah. Like we know Radio B, we know all these folks. Like it feels very intentional and very moving to see this intentional effort in the second album with spoken word as a category. If you feel comfortable talking about it, yeah, like you and Roscoe squashing that. How did that become? Yeah. How did that come
when